So in today's session, we're going to do a quick review of the things you need to know to make an easy transition to the new release of EvolveFM. And to do that, I've given you a quick look at the current desktop that you know and love, and I've given you over here a quick look at the new device-independent interface via an iPhone look. And you'll get to see more of how this works as we go through the presentation this morning. The important thing to know is that to get at your new desktop screen, this URL with the red X's indicating the name of your particular instance of EvolveFM will get you to the desktop that you're familiar with, what we call the desktop version. And this URL with your site name in it will get you to the new device-independent interface for EvolveFM. In either case, you're looking at the same data in the same database. So let's take a look at the essential things that you'll need to know to make this easy transition. First thing to know about is drag and drop. It's now become click and drop, and let's take a look at that. So here I'm in my drawing menu, and I've selected a particular theme called Available Seats, and the spaces on this floor that have seats available are highlighted in green. And over in my search column, I have clicked on moves, and I've clicked on occupants, and I've listed my occupants by spaces so I can see who's living in a space and who's not. And so as I look down this list, I can see that Jeffrey is currently homeless here, and my objective might be to move him. So in previous versions of Evolve, to move Jeffrey, what you'd do is you'd click and hold on the icon and you'd drag it over to the space, and you drop it, and a dialog box would come up. In new Evolve, it's a little bit different in that you click on Jeffrey, and then you click on the space you want to move him to, and the same dialog box comes up, and that's the change. And what this does is it lets you be consistent across different browsers. So this works the same in Chrome or Internet Explorer or any other browser you might want to use. So it's now more bulletproof and not entirely dependent on Internet Explorer like the old drag and drop was. I won't move Jeffrey into the space, but I wanted you to see how that works. The next item we'll look at are pages. In the desktop version of Evolve that you are familiar with, grids that show data are organized into pages. In the new user interface, data is no longer organized into pages. So we'll take a look at that now. So here we're on the space grid, and we're looking at space information. And as you can see, it's organized into pages. I have 52 pages of information here with a total count of 1,549 space records, and being shown at the rate of, I think, 30 records per page. And so I can page through here, and each time it loads a page. And this works fine, and I can come over here and click on a space or multiple spaces and do group edits and update all those records, and that all works well. But one of the problems that Pages had in the desktop version is if I had 100 records across several pages, I would have to do the group edits a page at a time. So I'd have to pick all the records on this page that I wanted to edit, then I'd have to go find the next page and pick those records that I wanted to edit and do it multiple times. Here in the new device-independent user interface, in my space module, I'm highlighting spaces, and I do have 1,549 records just like I did in the desktop version, except now I can simply use my scroll button on my mouse to scroll through and select the groups of records that I want to edit, and edit them all at once without having to worry about the page restriction, because the page restriction no longer exists. So that's one of the nice new features that the new grids offer in the device-independent user interface. The last item I want to cover in this session is the search capabilities, which are expanded in the new device-independent user interface. So here I'm going to click on my menu bar up top, and you can see my list of choices for the things I can get at, the different grids I can get at show up here. In this case, I'm going to go down to Requester, and all the work requests that belong to me that I've originated show up here in a grid list. And you'll notice now I have two boxes over here on the right hand side. One, what I want to search for, and two, what column I'm highlighting. So searches that I put into this box are going to be confined to the column that I select. In this case, I'm on the work request number column, and if I type in, say, the number 8 here, and I say search, immediately I get a filtered list of all the work requests that have an 8 in them. And you'll notice that the box up here turns orange, meaning that there's a filter in effect, and it's showing me what I'm filtering on. Another example that I could use here, and I'll clear that filter out. If I wanted to pick a different column and do a different search, I could click on request class, and you notice this box down here changed to request class, and now I can I can type in something. Maybe I want to see my move, add, change work requests here, and I can click on a search there, and all these will come up, and again I'm showing that I'm looking at filtered data and that I'm filtering on Mac. And the last search I want to show you that's a little bit different, that didn't exist before, is over here on the right hand side. You'll see a bar that has letters and numbers on it if I scroll it all the way down. So I can pick a letter or a number and immediately filter my data that in a particular column by that letter or number. So if I put in the letter M here, you can see immediately I'm finding all the move, add, change requests as well as a meeting room reservation request. So by the simple click of a letter, I can filter my information. Also, I'm showing here, because this turns to orange, that again I'm looking at filtered data, and if I want to shut the filter off, I can just re-click on the letter M and that filter will go away. Lastly, we want to take a look over here at advanced search, so I'm going to click here. These search boxes function exactly the same way they do in the desktop version, with the exception of their location. They're now over here on the left hand side. This is to accommodate the fact that, again, we're device independent now, and we need to think about how every screen is going to look, not only on the desktop like you're seeing it here, but also how it might look on a phone or on a tablet device. And so this change in location accommodates those devices much better. But my filters are the same. I can pick what I want to search on. I can select an item. I can type in the data I want to search on and affect that search. As a nicety, we've also included an iPad frame and an iPhone frame with URLs on each site, so that if you're logged into your site and you want to see what your data would look like or what your grids would look like on an iPad, you can put in this URL and see that on your desktop. Or you could, if you want to see what it looks like on your iPhone, you can do this. And here's an example of what an iPad would look like with your data, or what your information look like on an iPhone. So if I click request to here, you can see that data loading up, and I can see my work request right on my phone. There's another available video that goes into the new device-independent user interface in more detail, available at this link on YouTube. So simply put this into your browser and you can take a look at that video. Also, you can access our complete library of EvolveFM feature and tutorial videos on our YouTube channel at this link here. So feel free to type this into your browser, log in, and take a look at all our available videos. And we're updating those all the time with new information and new teaching tools to keep you as informed as possible as to how things work. Thanks for watching. EvolveFM. Everything you need, nothing you don't.